Welcome to Design Your CEO Life. I'm your host, Shay Cannon. I have designed my CEO life to live and work my business from anywhere in the world. I started this journey in Belize. I lived in Mexico for 3 years. And after that, I was in Buenos Aires, Argentina for a year and a half before coming back to my favorite little beach town of Playa del Carmen, Mexico. And I am truly living my best life just 3 blocks from the Caribbean Sea. Thank you for joining me as I share stories and conversation and strategies to help you to design your CEO life. This is episode 7. Get somebody else to do it. Okay, we're going to talk about getting help. I don't know about you, but some of the things that the millennials came out with, baby, I love it. I love me a millennial because they were not for the status quo at all. Okay, and one of the things that came out of millennials coming behind us Gen Xers is the fact that they didn't feel like they had to do everything like we felt like we had to do everything. And I would say we felt like we had to do less than our parents felt like they had to do, right? But baby, that saying, get somebody else to do it, one of my favorite sayings, okay? Because that's what I want you to do. Get somebody else to do it. You you can't do everything. You simply cannot do everything. I want you to start thinking of time as life. We've been through this before, right? How you spend your time is your life. And as far as you know, depending on what you believe, you only get one where you get to live it like this on this plane of existence, doing the things that you do here that you're familiar with. So you have to look at the way you're spending your time as this is my life, right? This is my life. So, in designing your CEO life, we have to design how we spend our time. And so, some of the things that we do, it can be done by somebody else, right? We would rather, the goal is to spend your time primarily doing the things that you want to do, the things that make you happy. That's what the design in the life is all about. Yeah, you're going to have to do some things you don't want to do, but the goal is do more of the things you do want to do. Have memories. I call them do things that make that create moments worth memories. Right? We want to have way more memories, and memorable moments is what make up our life. Another thing I like to look at is, when people started saying that, on a tombstone, the life is not the birth date and the death date, it's the dash in between. What are you doing for your dash? Because that is your life. If you have a 24-hour day, and in most of that 24 hours you are doing things that are not moments worth memories, then you are doing things that are not the life that you want. Okay? So let's talk about some of these things, because you can delegate way more than what you're delegating. You can get somebody else to do a whole bunch of stuff. Let me tell you, since moving to Mexico, now I did, when I lived in Georgia last, I'm from Alabama, but when I last lived in the United States, it was in the state of Georgia. I was a paralegal. I made good money. So yes, I had some people doing some things for me, but never like when I got to Mexico, baby. Life really changed. I really up leveled that lifestyle. Okay. So some of the things that, especially as a woman, that you are expected to do by tradition is taking up your life. It's taking up your life force. It's taking up your time. Okay. Household chores, okay? Cleaning, meal prep, cooking, grocery shopping. Did you know you can get somebody else to do it? Yes, you can, even in the United States. Now, here in Mexico, I have a housekeeper. I don't like to clean. I act like I'm allergic now. In fact, sometimes I am ridiculous, y'all. I will admit it. Sometimes I'm ridiculous. I don't wash clothes. I send the laundry out. They come pick it up and they bring it back folded, smelling good and clean. Okay. And sometimes I get my linen delivery day mixed up, and maybe the linen doesn't get here on the same day as the housekeeper is here. And so when she takes the old linen off the sheets, and let me tell you how I don't have, like when I was in the United States, I don't have 50 billion linen sets anymore. I have two per bed. So if I happen to got lazy and didn't send it out on time, and maybe both for each bed, both are dirty, yeah, then that means when I send it out and the housekeeper comes, if I don't get it back before she comes, there's no linen for her to put on the bed. Well, what happens is sometimes the linen comes late in the afternoon and she's already done cleaning. Yes, I am ridiculous enough that I have thought about asking her to please come back and make these beds. I'm that ridiculous now. I want you to get ridiculous, okay? I want all of these things that you're doing, that you're expecting yourself to do because you've been told it, so it's a part of your life. I want you to get somebody else to do it. I want you to be ridiculous about it. If it's something that can be done for somebody else and it's in the budget for you to get somebody else to do it, get somebody else to do it, okay? Cleaning, meal prep, groceries, cooking. I don't cook. I have a chef here. Now, I don't mean the type of chef that comes to your house and cooks. No, I mean she's a chef and she has a menu that she sends out every week. You can get 5 meals. You can get 10 meals. These are mostly lunch and dinner meals. And I order from her every week. Every week. Yes, in fact, I need to order from her right now for the coming week. So I don't cook. Grocery shopping. I don't have a refrigerator full of groceries because I don't cook, but I do have like snacks. I keep something to drink. I have, fresh juice and coconut water and things like that in the refrigerator. So I tend to grocery shop, I would say bi-weekly, every 2 weeks. Because I'm not, buying food and stuff. So I just kind of stock up on my juices and my snacks. But I don't even go to the grocery store. We have an app here called Rappi, Rappi. And let me tell you how I am like 4 times diamond on that app because every country I've lived in, I've used Rappi. Y'all, I don't think y'all think I'm serious. Let me take these glasses off. Y'all know I usually take the glasses off to show you I'm serious. Rappi, I can not only order food from restaurants like Uber Eats, but I can also have them to do my grocery shopping. Now in the United States, Walmart is doing that. They will actually deliver your food in Walmart now. It used to be before I left the United States, I would at least have them to shop for me and I would pick up and let them load up the groceries, right? Now they'll actually pick out your groceries and deliver them in the United States, so I hear. But Rappi, that's what they do. You have a personal shopper. You can talk to the shopper throughout the time. You can change out some stuff, like if they don't have it, y'all, you can talk to them and they can change it out. You can add things, and then they deliver it right to the door. In fact, I have them come and set it on the counter and put the bag stuff up. So you can do that. But let me tell you what else I can do on Rappi. Rappi will go to the mall for me. Rappi will go to Office Depot for me. Rappi will go to the ATM for me. Now, I kind of feel like y'all don't believe me, right? So I want to show y'all. So Rappi, okay? This is the app. It's orange with a white mustache, okay? It's called Rappi. So you can go to it can go to restaurants for you. It can go to the grocery store for you. It can go to convenience stores like 7-Eleven. Yes, we have 7-Eleven here in Mexico. It can go to the pet store for you. Let's see. It can go to the liquor store for you. It can go to the pharmacy for you. I already told you it goes to the mall. But what I want you to see is this right here. You see what that says? It says ATM. So I'm going to click that and look at the increments of money that you can get. So I can even have cash brought to my doorstep. And let me tell you how I do. I sure do. I don't go to the ATM either. Get somebody else to do it. Okay? So your household chores, get somebody else to do it. What about your child care and family responsibilities? Okay? Babysitting. Okay? Come on. If you don't have older children, some of y'all have older children, you have not introduced them to babysitting yet. I don't know why. And guess what? You don't even have to go anywhere for them to babysit. So start them off with babysitting while you're in the house. Yeah, just so that nobody's knocking on your door, right? One thing I used to love to do when I was still raising my now grown sons is on Saturday, it's my first day to sleep late. I want to sleep in late. Okay. So what I would do is I would go ahead and fix breakfast on Friday night. I would put it in the refrigerator. And so my oldest son was responsible for babysitting the first half of Saturday. And the goal was don't wake up mommy. So all he had to do was pop them eggs and bacon in the microwave, or they could have cereal. That was breakfast. And guess what? I got to sleep in late. I am up by lunchtime, ready to go. Okay? So you can have help with kids. Your kids can do it. You can hire other people to do it in your home while you're there, right? There are services that can do it. There are family members that can possibly do it for you. There are so many things going on, right? Now, there are also nanny services. If you don't like the everyday person because maybe you want to be a little more protective because sometimes even family is not a good idea, get professional help. There are nanny services. I want to tell you that not only in your everyday life are there nanny services. Did you know that depending on what type of family vacation you go on, there's probably nanny services available? Disney World has it, right? The cruise ships have it. Some gyms have it, right? Get help. Let somebody else keep them kids, okay? Nanny services, they're supposed to be doing these background checks and all of this stuff, so it's supposed to be safer, all right? So let's take advantage. School drop-offs and pickups. Hey, let's go ahead and get somebody else to do it, all right? Get somebody else to do it. You can even have some days where, I know you guys know about this, that you can manage it with other parents, right? You can even have after school care. Some of y'all think that because you get off at 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock that you shouldn't use after school care. No, baby, let them go ahead and stay in after school care until about 5 o'clock and give you a little breathing room. Okay? After school care. That homework. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in the schools these days, especially that new math. Miss me with the new math. Okay? Tutors. Get somebody else to help them children, okay? We got ChatGPT now. We got YouTube. Get somebody else to do it, all right? So even with kids and things happening with your family responsibilities, you can get somebody else to do it. When my son was in high school and he got a job, the thing I hate about kids having jobs is you are responsible for going to pick them up. And most often they work at night. Baby, you're not finna disturb. If I put those pajamas on, baby, I'm not coming back outside. So you know what we did? We went half on Ubers. That's what we did. We went half on Ubers and Lyfts. So when you get off work, I'm not asleep, right? You get the Uber and the Lyft, but half of the cost of that comes out of your pay, and half of it I meet you in the middle and pay for. But all I do is from my bed with my pajamas on, watch you get home from the Lyft drive, so I know that you're on the way home. Get somebody else to do it, all right? What about your errands? Did you know there are personal shoppers? Did you know there are people that'll walk your dog? Did you know there are people that'll come to your house and pull up outside and bathe your dog and all kind of stuff? Get somebody else to do it, okay? What about your home maintenance? Everybody may not have, the we're gonna say handyman husband and boyfriend. And so, did you know there were things like TaskRabbit and what do you got? Craigslist and not the let's not say Craigslist, Angie List, right? And things like that that will come and get things done for you. I'm talking about simple stuff. I love TaskRabbit. You know that shelf you went to IKEA and bought that you waiting on your husband to put together? Did you know you can get a TaskRabbit to come and get that stuff done? Yes, you can. Cleaning the gutters, all kind of stuff you can get done. Get somebody else to do it, okay? Let's talk about your business because you are a CEO. And so those administrative tasks that you wouldn't pay somebody $100 an hour to do, get somebody else to do it right now. Some of you think I don't make enough money in my business to hire somebody, but that is the wrong mindset. I just pulled $100 out of the air, but we're just going to say as the owner of the business, you get $100 an hour. Would you pay a graphic designer $100 an hour? Would you pay somebody to play in Canva at $100 an hour? Would you pay somebody to check email at $100 an hour? All of those administrative tasks, scheduling appointments, checking emails, all the little stuff that doesn't take you to do it, and that you wouldn't pay $100 an hour for somebody to get somebody else to do it. What it does is it frees you up to go make more hundreds of dollars per hour and get this person at $20 an hour or $25 an hour, or y'all know y'all dipping in the Philippines for $4 and $8 an hour, but you can get somebody else to do those administrative things. The goal of your business is anything that doesn't take your special sauce should really be done by somebody else. You have to grow there. Yes, you do. However, let's get started by starting with the administrative things. The next thing is going to be your business and career tasks. Come on. You can get task management done, marketing done, social media done, project management, the things that take a little more expertise. You still can get that stuff done. There are just any number of service providers that can come into your business and help you get things done. And most of the time, they are better at it than you are. Again, the goal is to work your way up to hiring more and more people and taking advantage of more and more services to help you to run your business. A great way to do that is to have, I love to call it a hiring plan, right? So I love to look at where I am now and who I can hire to help me now. What's the next phase of hiring going to look like? Who am I going to bring in? And then the next phase. And let me tell you what I use as the measuring stick. I use as a measuring stick what I want to let go of in each level of hiring. So if all I want to do is not do admin stuff, that will be the first thing. If the second thing is in my coaching business, I don't want to be the one to do the everyday coaching. I may come in and do the quarterly coaching. Then now that lets me know I need to hire, some coaches and maybe a coach's assistant. In the final phase, I might want, a director of programming, and so that I'm doing less of the programming of the education for my coaching program and that kind of thing. So what do you want to let go of at each level would be a great way to look at that, okay? Now, I want to tackle something that is stopping a lot of you from getting somebody else to do it, right? And that is you don't know how to accept help. You don't know how to accept help. And there are different reasons for that, and we're going to go over it. But I feel it's important for us to have this discussion because if you don't accept help from people, then you won't get somebody else to do it. And you will spend most of your life's time doing things that should not be you. And I want you to spend most of your life's time living that life of freedom that you want. So this is important. Listen up. I want you to identify yourself and I want you to figure out what you need to do so that we can put a plan in place to get you to do it, okay? So accepting help. There are a few reasons why you may not be accepting help, and I want you to identify them and use the strategy that I'm going to give you. One of the reasons why you may not be accepting help is cultural and societal expectations. Now, this can be very much a burden for us women. There are certain things that are traditionally expected of us women. We are expected to be the primary caretaker. We are expected to manage the household and cook and make everyone feel taken care of and nurtured through domestic help. Yeah, okay? But let's overcome it. I want you to reframe your role, okay? Because cleaning up, cooking, grocery shopping, all of these domestic things do not equal love. They do not equal love, okay? Your love is when you spend quality time with the people that you love, actually nurturing their personality, actually connecting with them. That's love. Okay, so reframe that you have to do these things as a matter of priority because priority is actually living a life with your family. Okay, I want you to challenge having to have an unrealistic standard of clean and all of this kind of stuff. I'm gonna tell you that at one time in my life, before I became a full-time entrepreneur, when I was still in school to be a paralegal. I was working a full-time job. I was in full-time paralegal school at night. I had a part-time job on the weekends, and I had three children, the oldest of which was a little basketball star who played basketball. That was a lot going on. And let me tell you how I let perfectionism go, right? I enlisted them to help me a lot with the chores and all of this kind of stuff, but I also let go of perfection, which allowed me to let go some of the things on my to-do list, or let go of a schedule of doing them that was just hurting me and not helping, right? So for those boys, we know boys tend to be disgusting. So what I would require is that we keep the community areas clean, right? So your room can be dirty. Instead of me going in your room every day and worrying about it being clean, we're just going to clean up on the weekend, right? We're going to do a thorough clean every weekend of your room. I'm not going to be stressed out worrying about what's going on in your room during the week. But that living room and the kitchen has to be kept clean, right? Now, dishes, we don't have to wash dishes every day. I had a rule to where if one side of the sink is not clear of dishes, it's time to wash dishes, right? Because I need one sink clear to run water, to rinse out stuff, to whatever I need to do to function in the kitchen at the sink. Give me one of the sinks clear. The other sink can be piled up. I won't even worry about it. We'll get to it, and in the least, we're going to wash dishes at least once a week, right? But our goal was to use paper plates, use plastic flatware, and all of that kind of stuff whenever possible. So the schedule that you're trying to keep may be keeping you away from stuff. So look at that too. Cultural and societal expectations. Another thing is personal identity and self-worth. Jesus, us as women, we derive such a sense of identity and self-worth from being the caretaker, from being superwoman and doing all of these things. And that leads to us not even asking for help when help is, or accepting help when help is offered. I want you to redefine success. Okay? I want you to shift your perspective to see success not as doing everything yourself, but as effectively managing and leading others to doing things. Okay? Let's start celebrating delegation because it's important. Trust issues. Some of y'all got trust issues. They can't do it like I do it. Okay. Difficulty in trusting others to do tasks well. Past experiences where delegation may have led to mistakes, that kind of thing. Well, I need you to just start small. Begin delegating smaller stuff and leave the critical stuff, the stuff that takes more trust to a later date or to more expert people. But when you're delegating, also provide clear instructions. Sometimes y'all are not providing clear instructions. Sometimes you are and they just don't get it. But what I'm going to say is let go. The goal is to get the dishes washed, not for them to wash them the way that you wash them. The goal is to get the house clean, not to clean it the way that you clean it. The goal is to cook, not for it to taste as good as it would if you had made it. Okay? Keep the goal in mind. Let go, Miss Perfectionist. Let it go, having this trust issues, Miss Control Freak. The goal is to have somebody to do it, not necessarily do it the way that you do it. So let's go into control and perfectionism, right? Just remind yourself that time and energy are better spent on things that only you can do, not things that you're just good at that somebody else can do. It gets right down to it. I want you to absolve yourself from guilt and responsibility for asking for help. That used to be one of my problems. Asking for help used to be a huge problem for me. Now I understand that I do myself a disservice when I try to do it all. Okay? So I want you guys to understand that delegation is not a relinquishing of control. Okay? It's better looked at as understanding that you have a management skill and you can manage things and quality assure things without having to do things. You can empower others to do things without controlling them. Yeah, I want y'all to understand that if you want to spend more time living the life that you want to live, then you have to spend less time doing things that don't take your life up to do. It doesn't need to. All right? So, yes, I am a CEO, but I provide award winning fractional chief operating officer services to an exclusive clientele of 7 and 6 figure CEOs. I've been featured by Time Magazine, Delta Airlines, Thrive Global, and more. But my passion is the coaching side of my business. I help solo and entrepreneurs to stop spinning their wheels and struggling to get to their first 6 figures in business. If that's you, I'd love it if you would take me up on an invitation to join my free group where we build community, we create collaborations, and we have conversations to provide you with transformational business growth. I want you to go to shaycannon.info/group and join us. Well, that's all for this episode. It's been a pleasure having you to tune in. So, CEO, go design a life worth living. Bye for now.